ever wondered why liquid medicines seems to be perfectly engineered?
They flow at a rate that is neither too fast nor too slow, just right.
Huy!
So.
Viscosity is a property of fluids that measures the resistance to flow through a container.
This can be explained by the concept of viscosity. Hello guys, we are here to present our final project, the Viscosity Console Tool. For more information, please join our online sessions. Welcome back. To demo our code, we will now run our code. In this part, we will see the user information. In this part, we will input our name and our gender. Input our gender, and let's input enter. And now we are at the main menu of the viscosity calculator tool. To discuss the start viscosity calculation, I will take it from here. So let's input number 1. We will select a fluid type, water, oil, glycerin, or a custom fluid. For example, we want to know the viscosity of oil. Let's input oil. Confirm this fluid. Let's type yes. So let's enter minimum temperature. For this one, we will use room temperature, which is 30 degrees. And the maximum temperature, for example, is 100 degrees. Step size is the degrees is the degree up to 100. For example, we use 5 degrees. Let's input 5 degrees. And are these temperature settings correct? Let's input yes. And this will be our result for the viscosity of oil. In this section, we will see the temperature in Celsius. This is the temperature in Kelvin, and this part is the viscosity. We will know the viscosity of oil from the temperature 30 degrees up to 100 degrees. And our step size is 5 degrees, so this will start at 30, and then 35, and then 40, and then so on. And this will also show the viscosity per 5 degrees. So this is the viscosity for 30 degrees, viscosity for 35, for 40, and so on. And after finishing, we will now enter and return to main menu. And to discuss the compare two fluids, let me call on Mr. Josh. Josh, take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Danjep. So before I explain our function compared to fluids, I want to give you a practical example to better visualize where this function is actually being used. For example, we are tasked as engineers to choose a high viscous fluid for a gearbox in a machinery, and we are given particular sets of data that we can input in a particular code. So let's start. So let's enter 2 and let's name fluid A oil 1. Then let's say its reference viscosity is around 300 pascal per second. And its activation energy is, let's say, 250 joules per mole. And let's name fluid B oil 2. And let's just say that its reference viscosity is around 250 pascal second. And its activation energy, let's assume that it is, let's say, 150 joule per minute. Let's also assume that we are working under a hot day, and the working or operating temperature of the gearbox itself is around 250 degrees Celsius. Then this is the results of the function. It shows the viscosity of oil 1 and oil 2. It also shows the comparison between them, and it also states which one is more viscous, thus helping us to decide which is a better lubricant or fluid in a particular application. That will be all for compare fluids, and I will return the mic to Mr. Daniels.
Now, let's go back to the main menu. Let's type enter. And now we're back at the main menu. Now to discuss the number 3 or about the program, let's call in Mr. Carl.
Thank you, Mr. Dan James. The user can also enter number 3, which is the option corresponding to about the program. If the user wants to know more about what the program is, about its functionality, about its purpose and its features, the user can select this option. So after selecting the option, the program displays detailed information about the calculator's purpose, applications, uh, and functionality. And after reviewing the information, the user is prompted to press enter in order to return to the main menu and uh, continue using its purpose.
Thank you, Mr. Carl. And now let's enter. Let's type enter to continue. And now we're back again at the main menu. And to discuss number 4, where it is developer credits, let's call Mr. Jose Enrico. Jose, take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Dan James. Now, let's proceed to developer function. The developer function displays the list of developers who made the program. It prints their name and role when called. The function is already connected to the main menu. When you run the program and choose option number 4, developer credits, it will automatically call the developer credit function.
And now we were back again at the main menu. And now we will try to break our code using invalid input. So for that, let me call on Mr. Jean for this one.
Thank you, Mr. Dungeons. To try for error finding in the code, we need to first check the range. So the first question is enter your choice, which presents a range of 1 to 5. So to try and break the code, we could try to enter a letter from the alphabet. So let's first try letter the A. So as you can see, it says invalid input. Please enter an integer. So for another error finder, let's try to enter a number outside the range, which can be a negative number or just 6 and above. Let's try first a negative number. Let's say negative 1. So the prompt now says, please choose a number between 1 to 5. So now let's continue and choose an actual number from 1 to 5. Let's enter the number 1. So for this one, it works the same way, but so we can just continue with the program. Let's say that we're choosing oil with this one. So the next question is confirm this fluid selection. You are presented with the option Y or N. It is making you prompt a Y and N. So for an error finder, let's try putting in an integer. Let's try putting in 1. It says invalid input. Let's try to put a random word. Let's say you input word. So it still says invalid input. So for the code to actually work, you can input either yes or no or just Y or N. Let's just continue and say Y. So let's enter a minimum temperature. For this, you can just enter a number, or for an error finder, you can enter a letter. Let's say A. It says invalid input. Please enter a numeric value. The same would happen if you enter words, so let's just continue and put in an integer. Let's say 13. And the same mechanic works with maximum temperature, of course, so let's just enter a random value, let's say 200. So for this one, it says enter step size. Let's just enter a random value of 7. And as you can see, the step size needs to evenly divide the range. So it can't be a number that just gives a decimal point. So let's just do a more simple explanation. Let's put in like 2, for example, or 5. And the maximum as 10. So the range is 8, or like, that's the range. So for a step size, we can just input 2. And that would work. So it's asking again, are these temperature settings correct? Yes or no? We've explained this before, so let's just input yes. And it shows the table. You can just press enter to continue and you would be back. This works the same as earlier. And since this is the last part of explaining the program, let's just enter 3 to exit the program. And that is it. Thank you for using our program, and goodbye.